Okay, going live. I'm trying a new system set up a little bit because I realized that on the sound, you hear all the clicking away and everything. So um, try, I'm working with two devices, so trying to do something a little bit better. Hi, Asta. We're just getting started and explaining. I'm going to be a little sideways here on both sides. But anyways, welcome. So let's just take a deep breath in. It's always nice to start with a deep breath to kind of bring us back into out of our heads and into the present moment. So just allow yourself as you notice your breath to, and I'm feeling really giggly, but which is a funny sign, which is a good sign actually, flow of frequencies. Just take a note of your environment. And allowing yourself to just see these things that are present, these physical things that are present, that are indicators of where you are in your physical life. So you can see that a lot of different ways. It's your physical life, meaning this is where you are at, where you're living, where your current environment. And it might also be an indicator of where you are at within yourself. It's like, for example, an example that is that at some point in your life you were at some stage and you bought, let's say you bought this piece of furniture, since we're looking at around us, piece of furniture that you really liked at a certain time, and you were into a certain style of that, and you have that piece of furniture and it's still sitting in your environment. And when you look at that, this is maybe not the you that you are now, but it was at that point in time. So there's still that piece of you that's still in there. And maybe that's fine, and maybe it's time to change that. So noticing, in your physical environment around you, see if you can feel those things. It's like, wow, okay, yeah, that was me back then. Is it me now? Just asking yourself, is it me now? And maybe it is, maybe it's not. So that's something you can keep doing. That's a great way to clear out your closet too, if you need to kind of clean up the closet there. I've done that a few times in my life, and it's kind of fun. You go through and it's like, oh God, I really liked this piece back when I was 20. It was so fun to wear. But is it still functional now with who you are and who you've become? So anyways, let's take a deep breath in, hold it at the top just for a couple counts, and then release it out completely, as fast or as slow as you want. Just release it out completely, like you're squeezing all the air out. And I like to have people do that, because when you have anxiety, stress, or anything, we tend to hold our breath really shallow up at the top, and that forces us to really kind of just squeeze it all out, get out of that patterning, and then allow the system to go and breathe back in. So just allow yourself to do that, and then coming into likely a deeper breath than you were before that, and just settling in. And letting yourself feel your body, feel your physical presence. That's your body. Feel your breath going in and out. Let's just let ourselves kind of go into a deeper space here. Slowing ourselves down. Noticing any holding, just as we're noticing the breath, noticing if there's any tightness around the head, or you're kind of like feel yourself kind of going up and down like that. This is kind of following your energy. It's like you want to come down here to feel your breath, then your mind kind of pulls you back up. Especially if you, like, for example, you've been on the computer for a long time. That's your job, for example. You're up here. And so allowing, kind of just coming back down to notice the breath. And then it's just that you're still kind of up here. So you have to like really allow yourself to settle into your breath. There's a lot of heaviness in people here. Or at least some of you. There's at least a couple of people who just have this real heaviness around them. Really weighed down by your situation, your current situation. So we're going to work with that. Let's drop in. So your breath, your awareness on the breath. Someone's struggling to get out of a current situation or a current environment. And then bring your awareness down to your tailbone, what you're sitting on. And feel yourself just drop down. Yeah, there you go. Get out of that head for a little bit. That's a lot of the heaviness there. Or that's one of the things that's keeping you kind of in that place of heaviness. And let's get into really connecting it with the earth. And I will, for this group, for this time, I need to say specifically the new earth. And what I call the new earth is the new consciousness of the planet, of the earth. Everything's shifting in existence, and hence the planet being part of existence, like us, is also shifting vibrationally. So kind of just letting your awareness drop down to the core of the earth. And just keep reaching down. And if you think you're there, just keep going, because we're going to really go in. This isn't just surface grounding. We're going to go all the way in. So just keep focusing, just kind of in your awareness, hold that in your awareness that you're just dropping down. You can imagine yourself going down an elevator if you want, or just sliding down. There we go. Okay. And let's just hold it for a bit. Just keeping that awareness there deeper. There's a lot of emotions, deep emotions here coming through for some of you. And just allow that to come to the surface. That's part of the heaviness. That's part of staying up in the head and not coming down, because it's like this emotional layer there that you don't want to tap into. And so just for right now, you don't have to stay in it, but for right now, just allow yourself to let that come through. Just keep focusing on just being connected into the earth, and just allowing it to shift through on its own. There's no need to really kind of connect in, dive into those emotions and figure out what they are and say, oh, well, it's this, it's that. It doesn't matter. Just allow it to shift through. It's like a cloud, just letting it drift off. And then coming deeper into the breath. That'd be a little bit more of a quiet session today. Just keep focusing on your breath and focusing on that, reaching down into the earth. And just allowing that physical level of life, of where most people are at, to just shift out, to just move away just for this time. Let's just give ourselves this space, this deeper space. To just relax and reconnect more deeply. Just keeping with your breath. Maybe taking a deep breath in, holding it at the top, and then just releasing it out like a big sigh. And with that, just letting yourself slide out of that holding and going in deeper, letting yourself drop into your body more. And just dropping into that stillness of the space. Allowing yourself to be still in your body and in your mind. And if the thinking comes up, that's all right. The emotions also, that tends to be a little more mental, but they're kind of different flavors. Just notice that, take a breath, release it, and then coming back into that stillness. Deep quiet. And allowing this moment for that quiet, allowing yourself that moment of quiet. So much happens in this state of stillness and the state of quiet. Really allows this unwinding to happen. It's like if you take a rubber band, used to have those airplanes where there was a rubber band that was attached to the propeller, and you would wind up the propeller and the rubber band would get more and more and more twisted. So that's sort of like life, it just, there's one more turn. The more we go on and we keep doing things, and things just keep piling up, and we have these experiences that kind of jar us, and it's another turn, another twist into that rubber band, another twist, another twist, another twist. And so coming into that place of stillness, and we can delve into these, what is all these experiences. Sometimes that's important to do, and then a lot of times, taking that time to just come into that place of stillness, of quiet, and unwinding, 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 unwinding. So this is just a more quiet, deep session, just to allow that unwinding. And you can, once in a while, you don't have to wait for me to tell you. You can just find that rhythm on your own of just taking that deep breath in, holding it at the top even for just one count, and then releasing out and allowing yourself to go deeper. Allowing ourselves to step beyond that everyday turmoil and riffraff. I call it riffraff. That fragmented space that so many people live in. It's not, we can't function well in that space, and sometimes it's just hard to keep ourselves separated from that until you really learn to hold yourself at a higher level. They tend to have, even if it's just little moments here and there, to varying degrees, get pulled into that riffraff, that fragmented living. So coming into that stillness. Coming into the lightness of being in that stillness. Because that lightness of being is really what we are, the core essence, our core being. That's really what we are. That's kind of this pure expression. It's just this lightness. We kind of lose that easily when we dense down, get denser as we come into physical level reality, that because physical level is dense. There's a weight to it. So we're challenged, and it's like this challenge for us to come into this physical form and keep alive that lightness of being and bring that into that physical expression. And whenever you are inclined to, just take another deep breath in, hold it at the top, maybe do something a little different, release it out completely, and let the breathing just kick right back in when you get to the bottom, of squeezing all that air out of your lungs. Just to do a little reset, and that kind of can help us dive in a little bit more deeply. And as we unwind, as we relax, and we can just use a sense of just kind of expanding out also. And it's your non-physical that's expanding out. Just want to keep your awareness kind of centered on your physical and allow that to expand out on its own. And the reason for that is because if your awareness expands out to that, that opens you up to having a lot of things come in. Um, it will sound maybe a little counterintuitive to bring your awareness. It's like the more you bring your awareness in into your body and kind of like squeeze your awareness into your body, the more you'll expand out. It's like the more you will radiate out. You're going to look at it that way if you want. And the more strength you will have, and the better you will hold your space. What can happen is when we feel kind of attacked, even if it's just verbally, like somebody says something that kind of jars us, or feel, and we kind of get into, we're kind of pulled into an argument. If you notice, it's like you will be going like boom, exploding out. And what's happening at a deeper level is that person is like throwing you off because you're more stable than they are, and they are looking for that stability, and the only way they know how to get it is by pushing you out and trying to anchor into that stability. Probably not explaining that very well, but if you will notice, your reaction is it's like boom. Now if you're pushing yourself out, that means you're moving out of your center, and something else can come in, and that will dissipate you, and that will throw you in out. So if you can shift that, and right now there might not be anything attacking, so it's a little easier, throwing you off, making you explode out. Just pull into your awareness, into your center, and feel like you're squeezing yourself into this little tiny channel. If you're empathic, it's probably going to feel like you're just squeezing yourself into something that's the size of a pin, because empathic people have a tendency to just be like way out, completely spread out. And that's why they pick up all this information, because they're so expanded out. So it's going to feel like you're really squeezing yourself in. And you keep working on that, keep focusing, keep bringing yourself in tighter. And I'm seeing it already with people, but they'll start to notice it. And so radiance, there's more of this radiance coming out of you. And it's like this concentrated you. So let's bring that in for people and see if we can just kind of lock that in for you. And you may slip out of it when you step out of this space, and that's all right. Just kind of anchor that into, okay, I'm doing this here. Anchor that into that experiential, because then you'll be able to come back to it more easily. There we go. There's a much more cohesive feeling. Uh, feel free to just comment on what you're noticing for yourself right now, if you'd like. There's a sense that it's a little disorienting for some people, and that's fine. When we experience something new, it's a little disorienting. First time you got on that bike, if you learned how to ride a bike, it was like, ooh, okay. Same thing here. So just kind of breathe into the experience. Allow yourself to just be in that. And it might feel like you're really tight, you're holding on really tightly. You just want to relax. Also, that might be another experience people are having. But there's this solidness that's coming through. And it's this brilliance of spirit. It's almost like this burning white flame of your spirit that's really coming through very strongly. And some of you are saying, I'm not letting go of this. So good. Good for you. Anchoring this in. Ooh. And if your eyes are closed, just open your eyes and let yourself look around softly, soft gaze, just being aware of your environment and allowing yourself to feel that feeling as you just observe your environment from this place of feeling that solidness, that anchoring. A lot of determination to hold on to this. So, yeah, really allowing yourself this moment here and now to just feel that. It's okay if you lose it, if you lose your awareness of it beyond the session. It's there in your system. And it's kind of this natural process when you learn something, kind of step away from it. It's like, oh shit, I can't remember how to do this, or can I? I'm not, first time you get on the bike, it's like you get back on. It's like, oh, okay, am I going to be able to do this? Last time was kind of, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to find my way back to this place of this deep connection to myself? Because that's where we came into. So know that it's always there within you. And sometimes we just get sidetracked on other things. Take a deep breath in. Allow yourself to come into that stillness in your mind and in your body. Come into your breathing. And just allow yourself to relax in. You can, if you're really having a hard time, just kind of ask, how can I reconnect to that place of being so aligned with myself that I'm solid and anchored. There we go. Really, really nice place. Just this, it almost feels heavy because it's so solid. Today, very nice work. And yeah, it's like everybody's just lit up with this brilliant flame of their spirit. So very nice. Very good job, everybody. Any comments or any thoughts, any questions at this time? I will put up my little QR code while you're all chilling here. Just at the end. So if you'd like to make a donation, you're welcome to. If you just feel moved to, no obligation. But if you're feel moved to express appreciation for the value you get, and for your own value too. There's my little QR code for you. And if not, that's fine. Back to that chat. Thank you, says Asta on one side. Yeah, you're welcome, Asta. How are you feeling over there? Anybody else? Sometimes we chat more, sometimes we chat less. And it's all good. It's kind of it is kind of a deep and still space. So nice session. Oh, Lauren, hi. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. It's so funny. You connected with all these people on Facebook, and I hardly ever see anything on Facebook. It's like I gotta go dig it up, and then your birthday popped up, so that was cool. So happy birthday! Belated, but very good. Uplifted. Oh, good for you. Good work on your part too. It's like I kind of guide you through the space, and yeah, there's a certain amount of work that I do, and of course, I've been doing this for a while, so it's also about where I've brought myself to, but it's also the work that you do for yourself. So coming here and participating is part of the work that you do for yourself. So I want to recognize that too. For me, coming into the space is a joint venture. There's usually somebody who guides it, absolutely, just to make it a little bit more time efficient. But have a great day. Thank you. Feel brand new. Good. And but it's that interactive quality of the space, interaction between human and spirit, and the physical and non-physical, me and whoever else comes in. We all it just creates its own special blend. So okay, we have a quiet group. So thank you all for stopping by, and see you next Wednesday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Central European Time, 1 p.m. Eastern. So take care.